Hi everyone, it's Kino here. This is a yoga pose tutorial focusing on the posture called Bakasana position. This is an arm balance that you might be familiar with as referred to as the crane pose or even the crow pose. They are a little different and I'll break that down for you in this little video. So before we get started with the technique, here's something you might not know about me. I am not naturally strong. I was never a dancer, I was never a gymnast, was never anything particularly physical before yoga. And Bakasana position and pretty much all arm balances were totally impossible for me when I started. So I really mean it when I'm saying to you that if you put in the work, I know that you can develop the strength to lift up in Bakasana and get strong not only in the body, but where it really counts, in the mind. So ask yourself, are you willing to put in the work? Because if you are, I'm sure Bakasana will be accessible to you. If not today, then definitely one day after many years of practice. Okay, let's get started with the components of Bakasana. Number one, you need strong shoulders. So if you're not familiar with the plank pose, plank is a really powerful position to really give you the stability you need for a powerful Bakasana. Number two, you need a deep spinal flexion and a strong activation of the core muscles, including your abdominal muscles and your iliopsoas. Lastly, you need flexibility in the hip joints, enough flexibility in the hip joints to give you a decent tuck position. So Bakasana is similar to Lolasana position, really powerful lift up. It's almost a little easier, more accessible than Lolasana, almost like balancing Lolasana on your shoulders. So let's build up the foundational aspects of Bakasana. First of all, your tuck position you can access most easily in the child's pose. So to really let it feel like it's going to in Bakasana, let your child's pose be maybe just a little bit knees apart and then sink the hips back. So placing the hands down, then rest your torso on your thighs. Place the head down and just stay here for a moment. And again, check in. Is flexibility a limitation? If so, you might meet that limitation in Bakasana. Then let's lift the head up and then slowly lean a little back. Place the hands down. And now we're going to start to feel this combination of the strength in the core plus the shoulders plus the tuck. All right, so we did this for Lolasana, but we're going to do it for Bakasana. So take the hands close to the knees and then slide the knees up. And we're just doing that by pivoting through the hip joints. And we'll do that 2 more times. So you can just feel the fold that you need. And we'll do one more time. So fold. And that's about the fold that you need. Okay. So you want to check in with yourself. Okay, is flexibility a limitation? If it is, that's all right. We'll go through how to modify. Next, get a good plank position. So fingertips, widen the shoulders, round the upper back, and inhale, come up to plank. What do you say if we hold plank for 5 breaths? 1, 2, 3, keep working, 4, almost there, keep working, 5. Okay, now let's sit down again. Come on to the sacrum by rolling a little bit back. Then let's open the knees. So you want to have the knees now just about hips width apart, and then place the elbows onto the knees. So this, as you lift up, is the same version that you're going to be able to access in Bakasana. So check in with yourself. Is it more comfortable for you to have your knees open and on the outsides of the arms? Or do your knees feel comfortable on the triceps? So this is just kind of checking out your body. All right, where's my Bakasana going to be? Is it going to be here or is it going to be here? Both are acceptable. All right, there's many different ways that the crane flies and goes around. So are we here? Are we here? All is good. Notice that your core is working to keep you held in this position. That is all good. Balancing on the sacrum. If you fall back, just pick up and try again. Okay, let's come on down. Now, grab a yoga block and we're going to do Bakasana on a perch. So place the block on the mat and then nice and easy, come into a squat. Place the hands forward. And then this one we're going to make easy. So hug the knees onto the outer edges of the upper arms, wrap the elbows in, pitch your body weight a little forward, and then step up onto the block. And this will give you the feeling of being a little high, actively squeeze the knees in, We'll hold this for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, keep working, 4, and now 1 foot, and watch how the weight transfers forward as 1 foot comes off the block. 2, 3, 4, bring it back, and let's switch. Weight comes forward. 1, 2, almost there. 3, activate the pelvic muscles in the lower belly. 4, and 5. Step off the block, return to a squatted position, shake it out. All right, if you felt a little bit of fear, almost like, I think I'm gonna fall forward, it's totally normal. Make sure your arms are as stable and strong as they are in the plank position. Now, we're gonna place the block forward. I don't want you to touch the block, but I want it there as like a safety mechanism, okay? So, just test it out, okay? If you're down, you're gonna put the head on the block. I don't want you to do it, but I want it there as kind of like a training wheel. Okay, place the knees like the wings of a crane on the upper arms. Come onto the perch of the feet, wrap the elbows in, then pivot forward. Keep the back rounded. Avoid flattening the back like this, and instead keep the back rounded. So you use your core muscles to lift up, pull the ribs in. Hold this for 5 breaths. 1, look at the block. Make sure the block is there for you. 2, 3, 4. Now go a little more forward. Your head got to go a little down, and then 1 foot up. 1, 2. So chest forward and down, which lets the hips go back and up. 3, 4, and let's switch. Weight in the feet. Weight comes forward, more forward to get that right leg up. 1, look, the block's right there for you. 3, 4, come on down. Okay, now let's go for both feet. The block is right there for you. Wrap the elbows in, grip your fingertips, soft bend in the elbows, pour the weight into the shoulders, little bit the feet up, and then little bit the feet up. Keep it up. 1, 2, the block is there for you, so you don't have to fear going too much forward. 3, 4, come on down. Shake it out. Okay, now, sometimes you might feel like there's just not enough space between your body and the ground. In that case, you can take 2 yoga blocks, not 1, but 2. 1, 2, there we go. Both yoga blocks, put them up. Then, it's a little harder to get up, so you can have a 3rd block here, if you have 3 blocks available. Otherwise, just like a pillow or some books could be useful. Then, or you can also do without the blocks like I am here. Again, wrap in. It's a little scary because you think, oh my goodness, there's no block to support me. You can put a pillow in front of you. This will be really helpful if you feel like you can't get your feet off the ground. So you should lean a little forward, just catch a little air, and then slowly squeeze your thighs and just balance for a few breaths. Keep your gaze down, no fear, no force. And then exhale, come on down. So giving yourself that extra height is like making your arms longer for a moment, and it'll just make you feel like there's a little more space between yourself and the ground. Okay, let's move the blocks over to the side. And now, Bakasana, no blocks, no support, we just try. In this version, you can choose knees on the outside, or if you like, knees onto the triceps. Knees on the triceps, super hard, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so you got the fingertips. Bakasana requires a deep press through the wrists, which takes you beyond the 90-degree angle. Now, that can be challenging, so if you have tight wrists, you want to stretch your wrist out, or potentially bend the elbows to take a little bit of that pressure off. Okay, second thing that happens in Bakasana, some people start way too high, so it's like you're trying to do a handstand. Bakasana, not a handstand, we're a little lower. So it's a counterbalance. As much as your head goes forward and down, your hips got to go back and up. So if you find that counterbalance, that's the essence of Bakasana position, okay? A good squat, like how I'm in right now, will definitely help you as well. All right, let's give it a shot. Bakasana position, here we go. So press through the fingertips, pitch your body weight forward, round the upper back, take the gaze forward and down, and then pour weight into the shoulders. Once your feet are off the ground, then you can lean a little more forward, but you keep the back rounded. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come on down, shake out the wrists. How'd you do? Okay, you can come on and sink down. All right, so remember that the key elements of Bakasana include pressing from the shoulders, rounding the back so your front body can lift your body up from underneath, and then letting your thigh bones go into a deep tuck and squeezing the inner thighs so you can really help your legs participate in the whole integration of Bakasana. So if you're thinking about building strength, all of the technique that we worked on today is really, really useful. But I have a full yoga drills for Bakasana class on omstars.com, and I really invite you to practice with me there. I love strength drills. Strength drills are something that really helped me build this integration between the shoulders, the core, and the legs. And it's something that I think you can do as part of your daily yoga practice for many, many years. And then you'll feel strength slowly accruing in both body and mind. Part of the decision of strength is deciding that you're worth trying. It's a decision to believe in yourself, to have faith in yourself, enough faith just to try. Because it's not about achieving some perfect pose for some perfect score in some competition. What yoga is always about the inner journey, how you can use the poses, the asanas to teach you about your own state of self-realization, your own state of inner peace and tranquility. And there are no postures better than challenges that teach you about who you are at the outer limits of your window of tolerance. So if you found Bakasana really challenging, this is a posture that can really help you grow spiritually. I know it did for me. As I learned to face the struggle and the difficulty in Bakasana and in many other arm balances, then I learned to face struggle and adversity in my life with that little bit more balance. And that has made such a difference. And I know it can make a difference for you because it made such a big difference for me. Well, I hope you're inspired to work on your Bakasana position, build the strength, and keep practicing every day. Namaste.